Okay, last time you learned chords, and this time you're going to learn arpeggios. Such cool names in piano of different things you can do, but what an arpeggio is the one chord. That's it. That's all an arpeggio is, but you play one note at a time. So in the key of C, your arpeggio is C, E, G. To make it a full arpeggio, you're going to add one more C. C, E, G, C. As a beginner, that's all you need to know. You can go up and you can go down. That's an arpeggio. Arpeggios can allow you to travel big lengths on the keyboard. And you can do it one of two ways. An easier way for a beginner, for example, is to do left hand, right hand, left, right, left, right. As far as you want to go, up and down. When you become a little more advanced, you're going to want to use one hand to go up and down the keyboard. So to right hand, you would go 1, 2, 3. And the movement in arpeggio, you have a long ways to go for your thumb to reach under to the next C. So we have this motion this way, but if we do that, it's going to bring our elbow way out in order for our thumb to get to that C. And then we have to move all the way this way as well. So those big movements are fine. There's nothing wrong with them until you're trying to do faster speeds, and all that big movement makes it hard to play faster arpeggios. So you're actually going to combine this motion with the doorknob motion. So you're going to C, E, G, and then you're slightly turning your hand out. See how my elbow doesn't have to go crazy? Now coming down, you kind of, Josh calls it a squid. You kind of turn in, bring all your fingers kind of together, so. And then you're crossing over your thumb. Little easier when you're going over your thumb, you've got that long finger to work with, instead of that short thumb when you're trying to go under. Now this is new skills for me that I'm practicing and trying right now too, so I'm going to be learning with you. But like I say, if you are a beginner, you're fine sticking with just doing C, E, G with one hand, and then C, E, G with another hand, and then just going over to the C, and then back down. So that C major, if we did A minor, it's just going to be A, C, E. Same thing, you can just do one hand. Or you can play all up and down the keyboard with one hand at a time. So now the fingering for this varies. Some people like 5, 3, 2. That's me. I like 5, 3, 2. And some people like 5, 4, 2. So it's a preference. Whatever feels better in your hand, you can decide. But whatever you do, try to stick to it so it feels familiar to your hand. If you're doing one hand, you would bring your hand over. And then coming down, it's not as hard because you don't have a C major with the right hand coming down. Going up, 1, 2, 3, and then again it's that movement we talked about, this rotation and the wave. So rotation and wave. Coming down to squid. So what we're going to focus on in arpeggios is different musical elements, stuff that helps your music sound more expressive and musical, beautiful. One thing you can do is pedal. We're going to be really simple here. Just press the pedal down while you play, whatever you play in arpeggios. So. Okay, another element you can do is dynamics, soft and loud. So let's say we start soft. So we started soft, got loud, go back to soft. You could start loud and go soft. Some of your keyboards don't have the ability to do dynamics, so if you're not able to do that, that's why. You have to have a specific kind of keyboard that lets how hard you press down on the key determine the amount of volume that is playing. Same with pedal. Some don't have a pedal, so you can use it if you have one. That will add to what you can do. Rubato, my favorite one, the stretching and contraction of time, pushing and pulling of time. So imagine a train pulling out of the train station and slowly speeding up and gaining momentum. Or imagine a sink that's dripping and it's dripping slower, or faster, whichever way you're going as far as building up speed. So say you start at a normal speed. You can really play with this. Slow it down or speed it up, whatever you like, however you like the sound of it. You could start slow. And I threw in some dynamics. And that's what you want to do with musicality. You're going to layer these things, pedaling, the dynamics, the louds and softs, as well as the stretching of time, the rubato. The last one we're going to talk about is articulation, and that is how you press the note down, strike the note, stroke the note. It's how you're touching the keys. So there's smooth playing, legato playing, and that's kind of what I do typically. Staccato is more like you're plucking a string. So it's kind of a short sound. So you could do staccato in one hand, legato in the other hand. That helps your brain learn how to do something different with one hand than the other hand. So for example, we'll do staccato in the right hand, legato in the left hand. You can play around with those, or every other note. And there are things in between, like purling, that's kind of partway between staccato and legato, and overlap that is legato but a little more overlap. There's a different, I guess, on a scale of how short the note is or how you're approaching it can create a different sound for the note. So those are some ideas to play around with for musicality in arpeggios in C major and A minor. Now in Piano Marble, let me just share the resource they have. If you will remember from our scales video, the scale ninja that they have an arpeggio ninja. So you come in here and type in arpeggio ninja. Again, they have beginner, which I recommend always starting with beginner, unless you just know you are ready to move on to a different level straight out the gate, which is fine. And when you are able to do beginner, you can move toward pro. So let's go into beginner and see what the C major arpeggio exercise looks like. Much like the scales, you hit practice mode and it will prompt you, play now. And it's saying I got an 80%. It's showing a ninja card because I had played it faster before and got my ninja card. But like we talked about before, you can work toward your ninja card through getting these belts, the white, yellow, orange, green, blue, brown, and black. I think did I just do a blue belt? I might have. So if I go faster, it would get more toward this ninja card. And you can do that in a minor as well. And let's see what I did here. I got a 90%. So, and the nice thing in the arpeggios is you can play around with rubato, for example, which you can't do in ones where the rhythm is very in play mode. So that's something fun you could do here if you want. Just for fun. Try some of those musicality things. And that is your assignment for this week. Good luck on learning your arpeggios. Arpeggios are all throughout music. You will be using the skills you learn in your scales, chords, and arpeggios a lot. So taking the time to become really familiar with them is worth it. So good luck on learning your arpeggios.